Here we go again. Favorite time of day? I mean, it's the actual time. Oh, you know me too well. It's very accurate. Me too, mate, me too. Oh dear. That's ominous. Oh. Oh dear. Well, look forward to that, everyone. So I'm going to go through this. I think there's a few. This loading screen. I've got a new computer since the last time I played the original Stanley Parable. I don't know whether they're just making it in this new engine. They've made it really, they've really optimized it, or whether my new computer is making it go fast. I'd be curious to see what other people's experiences are. I think there's some other dialogue if you stay in the office, but I can't be bothered.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll check out the new content another time. There's some other things I want to do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
So first thing is I want to go
through
well. When he gives
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge
between red and blue
just
doors.
to admire it.
I want to
yes, truly a
worth
room worth admiring.
That's where that takes me.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Is it this way? I can't remember, Well, let's see what was done. No, this is just straight away to the confusion ending, isn't it?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
Yeah, hang on. I've got that one wrong. I can't remember the way.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What to... Here we are. That's what I'm after. Oh my god. This isn't fair. Thank you. Okay, I've got to jump off the
When Stanley
bridge,
came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Off the
Perhaps he wanted
platform.
to stop by the employee lounge
Yeah.
first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Wow.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
He did not.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I'm gonna go over there.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please.
What? Really?
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Let's do it. Where does it take us?
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution.
I like the sound of it.
Let me show you.
Oh, I forgot my tea. My tea's still in the kitchen.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Can I get my tea? Right. No, I'm stuck here. Right, I don't remember this from the original game. Maybe I just never did it.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
I want them to touch. I think it's... Oh! God damn it. It's like they're going down a really long tube, they're not meeting at the top of a dome, that's what I thought was going on. Oh, green. That sure is green. Alright, let's go.
No, wait. Where are you going?
It's all unplastered walls.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Ooh. This is exciting.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Please,
shit.
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
If he says something else, if we go back. Oh, the fuck? Well.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here. No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Let's try it again. I'm like a naughty child. Just try it again and see what Daddy does.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Nothing else? No. Off we go.
No! Oh.
Oh.
Thank God. You lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room?
I think we know what's gonna happen.
No.
Oh
What
God,
are
this
you
is
doing,
like...
Stanley, please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
It's really distressing. Oh, what's the name of the program? The Chris Morris sketch show where that the guy commits suicide by repeatedly jumping out of a first floor window with the, because like if he changes his mind, he can stop. He has to really want to die. That's what this is. Jam, that's what it's called.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Going slower. Oh man, this is horrible.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Once more onto the breach.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Damn, that was distressing.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll get this one. I'll get you input. Not yet, thanks. Right.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
There's other things I need to do in the boss's room, in the mind control facility, all that sort of jazz.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping, coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, this is new. Business strategy, classic. Ah, yes, I remember this. That's enough of that. I am the most expensive boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Busy.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Excellent subtitle.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Can I put anything else on here? No. Spooky music. Sounds like it should be the start of a steam train going, that, all those noises. Hence the chuk chuk chuk.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
He certainly did. He has.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
There was something you could do here, but I can't remember how to do it.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I'm sorry, I'm desperately trying to figure this out. Can't remember it. Maybe I've missed it. Oh well, I won't say what it is. Spoilers.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Well, no secrets for us.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it?
Duchy of Nevers.
Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Be blind with this fucking light. There we go.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh, finger slipped.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Orange 7.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
I wonder if there actually is anything.
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
There we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Mr. Memo. Hello, I'm Mr. Memo. See, then I don't have the input. I don't know what you meant to do to the input received. Are you meant to like not go upstairs or something? I don't know. You got to do like go the same way each time or something like that. I don't know. But let's go in the escape. Through the escape sign.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Oh, dear. Boop. Right. It's annoying that this one takes it bloody long. Oh, it didn't take long. We all know the drill. Look at me, I was on my phone looking up the... Hang on. No, I'll do it on my computer. Stanley Parable countdown. Like, can you actually do anything about it? Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Okay, cannot be. Buttons don't do anything. So apparently it says something else if you do this a second time. So let's do it a second time.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I need to look up the other thing. Because I can't quite remember how to do it. Okay. I was on the right track the last time, I couldn't quite remember it properly. You'll see.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
What horrible secret did this place hold? I just thought it out loud. Dum-dum-dum-dum. Spoilers.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Looks like it's got a pencil sharpener on its desk.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place
no, it's
where
234.
freedom meant nothing.
Yeah, there he is, 432. I'm going to Google employee 234. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-dum. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum. Yeah. I think it's just for fun.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe.
The door you
it
come out
couldn't be true.
Confusion.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I'm just gonna wait here for a little bit. Don't mind me. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Some of the the high numbered employees. What's that one say up there? Employee. It's 432 again, isn't it? Employee number 1 is a filing cabinet, apparently. We go past employee number 6's desk. There we are, doors have opened. That's what I was waiting for. That's not employee 6's desk. Oh, how disappointing. Like it matters. Yes, this just repeated. Same ones again and again. So we go all the way back. And then... yeah! Never give up on your dreams. Secrets mode engaged. Secret room 2014. There is no turning back. Never give up on your dreams. Secret of the year every year. Don't trust the secrets. Once you go secret, you never go secret. High resolution secret texture. Secret, secret, secret. Happy secret to you. Secrets. Go, go, secret rangers. Super secret bros. Secrets all the way. Faithfully ported secrets 2022. Disco secrets. William hides the best secrets. I love that. Faithfully ported. So is it. Oh. I don't remember the stuff in the monitor in the background. The secrets come with you, whether you want them to or not.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode.
That is a very strange letter.
Eliminating the
just
entire
reading.
complex.
Anyway.
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is.
Hide behind the blast
More
glass.
time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are?
Some of them aren't on.
A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
Ooh.
All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going? Or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000?
This is different.
I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing.
We'll be safe here, right?
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Nice. Is it gonna? Oh, that's strange.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Hello, I'm Mr. Memo. Damn it. See, no, it's not... I need to look it up. Right, let's go and do the escape sign, and then that'll be that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
next time we'll do the new
he
content.
entered the door on his left.
Then I'll do the new content, and then I'll look up the guide
a single
for
person
any
here
endings I've
either.
missed.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I'm sure before you could get it
There was
boarded
nothing
up.
here. No choice
It's
to
in the
make,
same thing again,
no
though.
path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Yeah, here I am.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Radioactive string. Where's that copper wire? That's a huge tool.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing
Must be
around doing
Patbusters.
nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said
Exactly the same.
Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say,
Whatever.
"Oh, did you get the broom closet?" Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? Oh, dear. Oh, shit. Let's not forget about that computer then. Alright, I have to play for a bit more, see if I can get that one. The beige pages. It's not the yellow pages. Just make that absolutely clear. Ooh, up in there. What the fuck? Oh, it's because of that. It's strange that it happens when you're here. Business time. Business time. Are hostile takeovers the new biannual percentage? Could be. Does it happen again if I'm here? Yeah. It seems to be like... That's very strange. Well, then I'll leave it for now.
Here's the door, just go.
Clunk, 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 clunk. It's so Steam Train, I love it. Oh shit, you can go back up.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his
Have I just never done this?
Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out. Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Oh shit, really?
Eight.
To Google. Let's see. Doesn't boss's office. There we go. Right, here we are. Endings. Is it? Wait a minute. God, there's a ton of endings. Doesn't look like there's anything I can do here. I've just come back for the hell of it. Oh god. There's so many endings. Okay. Where was I? I've looked up some spoilers there as well. Right, let's get back downstairs.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this? Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he? Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what? It's the boss's office this time. The suspense is killing me.
Looks like it's the boss's office.
Oh my God. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Oh, it's broken. Oh, there it goes.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley. Of course. Going back down the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is, a breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
Anything else? I think that might be it.
Oh. You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on, let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice and slow?
Change my mind.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Isn't this so much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible.
I bought this on
they
myself.
Want big, explosive moments flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate and then to marvel at the eventual reveal? This is storytelling, Stanley. What you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in years, and it's really all because of you. You're the one who took this bold step of revisiting the exact same locations over and over. Truly, I mean it. This is unique and different. It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to. We're being fed such unimaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so starved for content that makes us feel sharp and vital and alive. That's why people like you so much, Stanley, because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you. Which is why... Oh, I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you, so that you can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life. Yes, I know you're not much for the public eye, but I thought it would especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley.
I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Oh!
Oh good, we're here.
Holy shit. I found a new thing! I'm so happy!
The room where we're holding the press conference should be just around the corner here somewhere.
Oh my god. World's healthiest human being. Live, the guy who went to Mars. Wow. The storyteller. Wonder what it's actually going to be. Evening with world peace, baby.
Ah, yes. Here it is, just through this door.
World's first sentient machine. Oh. Tonight, live on stage, the Stanley Parable, Stanley. The man, the process, the myth, the legend, the parable. Doing great. A conversation with Alexander the Great. What's the other one? I can't see it.
All right. Are you ready?
Stanley.
I've told them you're going to speak a little bit about the nature of surprise in storytelling and what it means to craft a truly unpredictable narrative. Oh, don't worry. You'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart. I'm really proud of you, Stanley. Okay, it looks like they're ready for you. Go get them.
Indoors monthly. Help, I can't find my cat. Could be indoors? Fucking typo. 47, that's me. Oh, it's my briefcase. I played the demo. I went to the mind control facility and all I got was this lousy sticker. Up again, down again, the Stanley story. Oh, here's the reviews. An unforgiving account of ups as well as downs. By Elevator. Highs and lows, isn't that what life's about? Stephen Stares Walker. 5 stars from Stars Magazine. Star Magazine. What did I say? Stanley is irrevocably bidirectional. In his memoir Up Again, Down Again, the Stanley story, he offers a rare glimpse into a conflicted young man's experience of going up, then down, but then up and down, and up once more. Stanley's other work includes walking around and pushing buttons. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from? Your co-workers. Oh, with the eyes. I don't know if this is new for this version or not, but I've never seen this before. Stanley... Me by David, age 6. Story. Thanks for showing me that cool skateboard trick in the parking lot. You're too cool. Good luck on stage. Rock on. Break a leg, champ. No one tells stories the way you do. Go get 'em, tiger. I love the way you ride elevators. Stanley, my true love for you grows every day. You make me feel alive. Your wife, from the apartment ending. What the fuck is this? Golf thing. Yeah, there's the club. Oh my god. What the hell is it going to be? An audience with the dude who came up with pizza. Truly a hero. The Lord. Featured keynote speaker, the Lord. Meet and greet. Wow. Oh wow. Down then up, then down, then up, then down. Again, presented by Stanley. Thank you everyone. Shit! That was completely new. I've never seen that one before. Amazing.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Input received. Only one more to go.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
He did.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided, oh no,
Here we go.
no, not again, I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you, I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Right.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Right. Escapade, let's do it.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Defense.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
I am ready for death. Here we go.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, here we go.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Sometimes I say that. Do you see? Is this where I got it from? Is this where I got it from? Who knows? Anyway. Oh. Oh, that's a good one. Here's I was looking for filing cabinets with Ultra HD textures and filled with other Ultra HD filing cabinets. I wanted a map of the office, didn't I? Here we are. Got a good office though, to be fair. He must be good at his job. He's not like working with the rest of the proles. The only office I've worked in had like rows, so you never had this kind of like conglomeration effect. It'd been quite nice. Anyway, although you'd be like stuck with one other person. Oh yeah. And there's the next bit, and there's the two doors. And then it's anyone's guess after that, isn't it? very important. Here's the credits. There we are. Fun. Oh shit, dollar bill. I don't know that one. From a cool man. Are you a rock? No, I won't read all of them. Wasted enough time in here already. Ah. I want to hear the noise again. Oh. Good shit. Sending out. Yeah, that's the I'm sure that's the one with the games where if you play the baby game for ages. Jesus, I'm getting lost in here. Interesting. That one. Been down there? I think I've been almost everywhere now. End up on a battlefield fighting aliens. Okay. Alien base. Awesome. That is awesome. Oh, they're from the Ultra Deluxe, that's why there's all the money there. From the trailer. Makes sense. Right, what was this way? Damn, I wouldn't work there, would you? That's a bit nicer. Well, not so much. A damn mezzanine.
This elevator for sure would get him right back on track to where he was supposed to be in the story. Stanley pushed the number 6. When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever. Then he pushed the number 4. Stanley pushed the orange lever. Stanley walked over the bridge. Oh, for
Been here. Yeah, alright. Let's leave.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Can't go past it.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Time chose. Cool. Page restart. Thank you. Alright, we did it. I didn't manage this before in the earlier game. I never kind of figured it out before. Oh, welcome to heaven. Oh man, this is trippy as fuck. I need to access the internet. See if there's anything I can do here. Heaven ending, there we go. Heaven ending. Oh, there is actually a set order for putting the inputs in to get here. Interesting. You can only exit this ending by resetting the game on your own. Oh, there are 432 buttons. What a strange thing to happen. Can't even reach the ones at the top, can I? Oh, I can. They're all saying push the buttons in the background. Well, there we are. Mad. Okay. So last time I said that next time, i.e. this time, I do the new content, but this time... Oh, can I do it anytime I want now?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Next
What
time.
did it mean?
Meaning next time.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Is that open? That's open, hang on. How do I get up there? To the internet! Let's see. No. There we go. Oh, exciting.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now.
Yep.
What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option?
Absolutely.
Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one?
I don't know yet.
Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Oh, thanks very much. I guess that's that.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Oh, it puts you back.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then.
I haven't.
Now would also be an appropriate time to quit.
I didn't.
Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
I really need to wait. I've got to finish. Is this it? This is going forever.